यस पीपल, मैं एक सेकंड अलाइनमेंट सही कर दूं, कुछ तो गड़बड़ हो गई है इसमें. जस्ट जस्ट वेट. एंड दिस ऑलवेज हैपेंस विद मी. पता नहीं क्या हो जाता है यहाँ पर मेरे साथ. जब भी मैं यहाँ पर आता हूँ आप लोग को देख के नर्वस हो जाता हूँ. जस्ट जस्ट 1 मिनट. वेयर इज दैट कस्टम लेआउट यार, वेयर इज दैट कस्टम लेआउट. जब तक ये सब सेटल होता है, आई जस्ट क्विकली से थैंक यू सो मच फॉर हुएवर जॉइंड. एंड आज थोड़ी सी स्ट्रीम डिफरेंट है फ्रॉम एनी अदर स्ट्रीम दैट आई डिड. एंड दैट इज बिकॉज यूजुअली मैं प्रीव्यूज नहीं करता हूँ अनलेस इट्स अ वेरी बिग गेम. बट आज थोड़ा सा ओकेजन डिफरेंट है. आज थोड़ी सी वाइब डिफरेंट है क्योंकि आज गेस्ट डिफरेंट है. सो फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, एंड दिस इज समथिंग वेरी वियर्ड, क्योंकि कल ही मैं इनसे मिला और ही इज़ अ वेरी नाइस पर्सन. सो फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम आई थिंक इन माई चैनल वी हैव फाउंड अ न्यू कंटेंट क्रिएटर, a creator who supports not United, not Liverpool, not Chelsea, not City, not Spurs even, Newcastle. तो आज उनसे कॉन्वर्जेशन करेंगे एंड विल गेट टू नो हिज स्टोरी एंड हाउ ही इज फीलिंग और कैसे वो यहाँ पर आए. सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग much time, I'm just going to introduce him to you, chat. Kanishk bhai is here. Yes. Hello Kanishk bhai, how are you?
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. How are you, bhai?
I'm good. How are you? I'm good,
Yeah,
very good.
I'm
Thanks
great.
for
I'm
asking.
great, bhai. I'm great. Actually, I really want to tell the chat कि कल ही हम connect किए and he's a very good person यार भाई. He wanted to get into a stream with me and उनको बस बात करनी थी because City और Newcastle का match है and it's very relevant that हम talk करें. And सब कुछ बहुत जल्दी जल्दी डिसाइड हुआ. कल ही डिसाइड हुआ कि आज स्ट्रीम करना है. वी पुट अप something together and yeah, we are here today. And Kanish bhai, few starting words. How are you feeling? Nervous, excited? How have you been? कुछ भी अगर आपको बोलना हो तो.
Honestly, really great feeling, and thank you so much for the platform. And honestly, I'm feeling a bit nervous too because since it's my first stream ever, uh, after I start my channel, like मैंने कुछ shorts बनाए and I did some 1 or 2 long videos like for 1 or 2 minutes, but it's my first stream, and then it came on a really right time because it's game week Manchester City Newcastle United game week, so this is why I reached you yesterday and like wonderful. I'm feeling really great. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. No, bhai. First of all, this stage is as much as yours as much as mine. और मैंने भी कुछ टाइम पहले ही स्टार्ट किया. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल इन द चैट नो कि मैंने भी बहुत बहुत अर्ली स्टेज में स्टार्ट किया है. और या आई ऑल्सो वांट टू कनेक्ट विद ऑल द डिफरेंट पीपल दैट आई कैन कनेक्ट विद. एंड इट वाज वेरी फैसिनेटिंग फॉर मी जब आपने मुझे रीच आउट किया. एंड आई जस्ट फाउंड इट very interesting. And from that particular moment, the only question that was coming into my mind was ki, why Kanish bhai, why would you support Newcastle United when you could support a City, a United, a Chelsea in such a climate? Because it's a bit weird. Not in a bad way. I think there must be something attached to it, and I think me along with the chat would want to know why Newcastle United bhai.
So Newcastle United because I was only a casual follower of football for like long time. My first football early experience was when I was in grade 6 or 7, like 2008 9. But proper football match with my own like knowledge. I watched the FIFA World Cup 2010 South Africa. उसके बाद मैं धीरे धीरे क्लब फुटबॉल स्टार्ट किया तो बायर्न म्यूनिक, बट बायर्न म्यूनिक वाज लाइक 10 इन अ रो, और वो जो सीरीज था तो उसके बाद आई कुडंट फॉलो एनी क्लब प्रॉपर्ली. सो इन 2021 आई वांटेड टू वॉच ए क्लब फुटबॉल, एंड उस टाइम न्यूकासल का वो टेक ओवर हुआ था, Saudi PIF ownership, and
Yep.
I like the colors, and then I saw a story like they were really passionate fans, like from
Yep.
Newcastle, the Tyneside fan, and they were going through like rough phase. So वो मतलब kind of sympathy area हुआ. फिर still I was going like over like like I have a soft corner towards the club. बट फिर वो रेलिगेशन से सेव अप लाइन 18 स्पॉट से 11 स्पॉट पे एडी हाउ लेके आए. सो आई वाज फॉलोइंग फ्रॉम आउटसाइड लाइक स्टिल नॉट इन द डीप कोर. बट सिंस this January, like वो जब रन आया, I was getting more and more into it. And जब ये ईसाक सागा हुआ उससे पहले, मतलब जब काराबाओ कप जीता, then I said, okay, this year, like I was already having a really good soft corner towards it. And also, like, always I try, like, all the sports teams which I follow are not any big teams. Like, let's say even cricket, if you
Yep.
look for Rajasthan Royals or these kind of clubs, like, always I follow small teams, you can say, like, for people, because they are not in a top six, like as you told already
Yeah.
before. So yeah, this
But
is how. Sorry, yeah.
100% bhai. I mean I kind of relate to that in a way, because when I started supporting Man City, I think Man City, even though had been acquired by Sheikh Mansour and the group, but they were never dominating the football that they are doing it right now. So for me as well, it was an underdog story. For me, it was a personal story. Few of my friends know what Man City means to me because I've told them like that, but most of them don't know. And I just want to keep it that a secret, because it is very dark in that way. But I can understand and I can relate to that as well. When you're supporting a team which is not supported by the masses, it
Yeah,
feels a bit different, right? You were never into like, let's just say, you were never comfortable. So if I go somewhere, there'll be United people who are going to support United creators. There are going to be people from Liverpool who are going to support Liverpool. But when you're supporting teams like City, Spurs, Newcastle, even, and some other teams, if I may say so, we kind of are suffocated in a way that we have a very less, I'm not going to say fan base, a really less active people on internet who are very vocal, and sometimes it gets really isolated. So I can relate to that as well. And again, that Rajasthan Royal story as well, by, I mean, another underdog story,
yeah,
winners of the first IPL, and then they just lost their way by somewhere. I don't know where, but I think in between they got the team, beautiful team with Ashwin, Chahal, and everybody, and they reached that final where they could not crack the code. But yeah, what a wonderful story, bhai. So really, I just wanted to, before we get into that, bhai. First of all, जो लोग भी chats में हैं, please go ahead and subscribe to Indian Geordie bhai. Please, he is a very very humble guy. He has just started his journey, and I would really want to support him as much as I can. तो जो लोग मेरे दोस्त हैं, जो लोग मुझसे जुड़े हुए हैं, जो मुझ पे भरोसा करते हैं, प्लीज यार, go ahead, smash the subscribe button, follow him as well. The link is in the description, as well is in the title. And उनको अच्छा लगेगा अगर यहाँ से जाते वक्त उनके कुछ subs बढ़ जाएंगे. It will bring a smile in his face, and that is what we are doing here, right? So please वो जरूर करिए, and then we'll have this conversation. We're going to talk about Newcastle, and at the end of the stream we are also going to ask him कि क्या प्रेडिक्टेड लाइनअप हो सकती है मैन सिटी की अगेंस्ट, सॉरी, न्यूकासल की अगेंस्ट सिटी, एंड व्हाट आर हिज थॉट्स ऑन सिटी एज वेल. सो दैट इज हाउ द स्ट्रीम इज गोइंग टू फ्लो. वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू प्रोलॉन्ग द स्ट्रीम, बट it will be a decent stream for everybody to have their questions answered. और मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा questions न्यूकासल से related पूछें, because it's very rare that we get someone who can answer those questions. And so please take the opportunity, and please ask as many questions as you want. I'm going to take every question today, don't worry. और ये आज इसीलिए किया है कि सबकी सबसे बातें हो सके. एंड बिफोर आई आस्क certain questions to Kanish bhai, I'll quickly just take the chats. Ritin bhai was here eagerly waiting. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Ankur is here. Hello Ritin bhai, salam. Yeah. Hello bhai. Hello Vardhan bhai, how are you? Aguero is here. Hello everyone. Yes, कैसे हैं सब? आई एम हैप्पी. लेट ओपी, अरे भाई एक सेकेंड लेट हो जाते हैं आप तो भाई डंडा डाल देते हो यार, सही में. हेलो अंकुर भाई, हाउ आर यू? या बढ़िया रितिन भाई. सर ये आप लोग अपनी भरत मिलाप करते रहिए. आर्सेनल का तो नाम भी नहीं लिया. अरे सो सॉरी यार. इट वाज आई एम सो सॉरी अंकुर, मुझे पता ही नहीं था. आई जस्ट फॉरगॉट. ऐसा नहीं है. आर्सेनल फैंस हैव मैसिव रिस्पेक्ट फॉर यू एज वेल. भाई आप हो यार, पीयूष भाई के फ्रेंड स्पेशल ही होते हैं. अरे नहीं भाई, ऐसा नहीं है रितिन भाई, आपके फ्रेंड सब स्पेशल होते हैं. एंड yeah, I just really want all of you to support him bhai, because I know when I started, and it was people like Ritin bhai, people like Ankur, and everybody who's here in the chat, they've always supported me. And I know how empowered you feel when you have a support system like I do. I'm very lucky in that aspect. Even my wife, she has been very supportive to me. She's there in all the streams. She's there. She must be silently watching somewhere in the corner of the house. And I really hope कि आप लोग उनको भी वैसे ही सपोर्ट कर सकें, और वो भी ऐसे ही फ्लरिश करें जैसे हम कर रहे हैं. So please do subscribe to him, yeah. Please welcome Indian Geordie bhai to the stream. Thank you so much, Ankur, for welcoming. Piyush bhai, OP. Hello, Piyush bhai. Hello, all round football. Hello, bhai. How are you? हर किसी का कभी ना कभी फर्स्ट स्ट्रीम होता है जॉडी भाई अब द टोन्स होप यू बीट मैन सिटी सो बाय द वे फुटबॉल फीरल एक्स इज आवर फ्रेंड भाई एंड ही इज अ मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड फैन ही इज अ थरो प्रोफेशनल बट सिटी हेटर बाय द वे बिकॉज ही सपोर्ट्स यूनाइटेड एंड उनका ओपिनियन भाई यही है फीरल एक्स भाई इज हियर या love to see the growing fan base of a city in India. Thank you so much, City of Manchester. I mean, I don't know how to respond to this because I've been following City for 14 years now. So I was there. Yeah, I started my content creation fairly lately, but I've been here. तो मैं पहले से सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ. But thank you so much for the comment and please जो लोग भी यहाँ पर हैं यार, जिन्होंने सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया मेरे को वो भी कर दें because we are very close to 300 mark and the speed that we are going मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. तो आप लोग प्लीज वो मोमेंटम बना के रखें. आई फील रियली वैलिडेटेड देयर एज वेल. बहुत मीम्स बनाए हैं भाई एंटी न्यूकासल इन ट्रांसफर विंडो. अक्षित भाई पोल नहीं खोलनी है. गाइस डू लाइक द स्ट्रीम. यस जस्ट अनदर लिवरपूल फैन. थैंक यू सो मच. रितिन हेलो भाई साहब. जस्टिस फॉर अलांगा क्यों? अरे नहीं अच्छा ओके. बाय द वे कनिष भाई सो दिस what he's doing is when Akshit bhai says justice for any player, that player has flopped this season, right? So उन्होंने एक
Okay.
narrative build किया justice for words. And since he started it from game week 1 आज तक words ने एक भी गोल एक भी असिस्ट नहीं दिया. तो be careful with this word justice for Elenga and that too from अक्षित भाई. फ्राइडे शो एपिसोड 9 के गेस्ट का नाम कब रिवील कर रहे हो? Tomorrow Aguero. The show is tomorrow and there is a surprise for you by the way because for the first time, and I'm going to reveal it because you asked, for the first time, just like Kanish Bhai, there will be a city creator on that episode. So please do join for that special episode because it is even rarer to find two city creators. So we're going to introduce him tomorrow and we're going to have a beautiful conversation there. But today, आज पूरा दिन Kanish Bhai को देंगे. +1 to Aguero question. Yes, Ankur, I answered that. Justice for Isak. भाई वो आप ही की टीम में है बाय द वे. खुद क्यों जस्टिस देना चाहते हो? Big W for all the new content creators. Thank you so much, All Round Football. Thank you so much. W to you as well. All Round Football. Yes. Hi, Piyush. Virat Kohli is here, by the way. Hello, Virat bhai. I hope you're happy. I hope you're good. मैं एकदम बढ़िया हूँ. I hope कनिष भाई भी अच्छे होंगे. Very sweet story. Yes, Ankur. We kind of relate to it, right? The underdog story. And मतलब people who don't even follow Newcastle would एक चीज से तो सभी रिसेंबल करेंगे कि उनके फुटबॉल फैंस का जो पैशन है टुवर्ड्स देयर क्लब इट इज नेक्स्ट टू नन फॉर मी. मतलब जितने पैशनेट वो हैं आई मीन दे कैन compete with likes of Liverpool and Dortmund in terms of atmosphere as well and in terms of passion as well. मुझे तो सच में ऐसा लगता है. I might be wrong but this is what my opinion is. Yeah, Feeler X भाई कैसे हो? बढ़िया है guys. Please like and subscribe to both the host and guests. Thank you so much Ankur for the plug-in. विराट ठीक हूँ भाई, आप कैसे हो भाई? अब ये भरत मिलाप वाली बातें आप लोग करते रहना, ठीक है? अच्छा मैं कुछ और ले लेता हूँ. Div is here. Yeah, hello Div. How are you? I hope you're good. Ritin bhai is saying he subscribed. Thank you so much Ritin bhai. ये कैसे हो चलता रहेगा. Ball to Hall is here. Hello Indian Geordie भाई. Ball to Hall by the way is also a United creator भाई and they also conduct a very beautiful stream on cricket. So
Okay.
they're two friends. One follow RCB, the other follows Delhi like me. तो वहाँ बहुत अच्छा content होता है. You also do subscribe to them after the stream and just get in contact with them. They are very beautiful people. अबे भाई क्या बोल रहे हो? वर्ड्स असीस दिया है यार. ना थोड़ी ना है वो. कुछ और प्लेयर 80 मिलियन में जाते हैं, 2 साल हॉस्पिटल बेड में गर्म करते हैं. अरे भाई बुरा है मत मानो यार, मजाक चल रहा है ना हम लोग का यहाँ पर. आई होप न्यूकासल बीट सिटी. भाई तुम कौन सी टीम को सपोर्ट करते हो? अगर तुम लिवरपूल को सपोर्ट करते हो तो आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, और किसी टीम को सपोर्ट करते हो तो आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. जस्टिस फॉर वर्ड्स माय एफपीएल कैप्टन. यस. सो नाउ दैट वी हैव रेड ऑलमोस्ट एवरी मैसेज, हम लोग अब थोड़े से डिबेट, थोड़े से प्रीव्यू में जाते हैं. सो बिफोर वी गेट इनटू द मैच कनिष भाई, मतलब what is that one moment that made you fall in love with the club that is Newcastle?
So like जो Carabao Cup का जो ये win हुआ, like it was a
Yeah.
big story. Like it is 2025 is a year of the new guys or who never won,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So I already had a like eye on them, and like I was thinking, okay, this year I'm gonna follow through day in day out. And then moment they won, I say, okay, up say a team, since they have already a Champions League spot like before, so we like squad gonna like they would have a good player pool. तो उसके बाद जब इसाक का जो ट्रांसफर स्टार्ट हुआ, सो लाइक इट गॉट मोर ट्रैक्शन, राइट? उसके बाद
Yep.
हर हर आप देखो, मिनिमम आई थिंक 10 प्लेयर्स, minimum 10 good players, like they denied Newcastle, and Newcastle was ready to pay like all the same amount or maybe more the premium. आप देखो वोल्ट हमारा को क्या प्रीमियम साइनिंग करके लेके आए, राइट?
Yep.
So if you want to like first Hugo Ekitike, मतलब rejected.
Hmm.
Benjamin
Yeah.
Sheshko, Cunha, Mbumo, James Trafford, or uh, like I think I had a list like minimum 10 players like who now
Reject.
everybody
Yeah.
would have wanted. They
Yep.
rejected like first shot because ये क्या हुआ, क्योंकि न्यूकासल के पास अभी तक प्लेयर पुल मतलब पुल नहीं है. And
Yep.
yesterday when you was in a stream with the UD bike, तो एक
Yep.
comment था like and I think it's a relevant comment. He addressed
Yep.
that comment. He,
Yep.
the big six also try to sabotage Newcastle because they don't want to get the rise of Newcastle, because
Correct. Fair point. Yeah. You
other, or at least the other five clubs apart from Manchester City, they know once if Newcastle has rose up to the stand, like among those clubs, it would be really hard. Like जो Manchester City का जो rise हुआ, it might be maybe similar story, right? Who knows,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that is why they don't want them to get a quality, like quality squad assembled. That is
Correct.
why, and this year, if you would see, like we are playing really good, like really good on Champions League. We are in top eight. If you would look at the table, we have
Yeah.
three wins. We only just lost one game, that is to Barcelona, our first game of the year.
Yeah.
But Premier League, maybe are struggling big time, because like we don't have a squad depth as of now. Or Tino Livramento, Luis Hall, like they're big time injured. अभी योहान
Yeah.
विसा ने अभी तक एक बॉल भी किक नहीं किया प्रैक्टिस में.
I think
योहान विसा,
he has, yeah, he hasn't even been into a training session, if I'm correct. I don't even know what is the problem there. But by you touched a very important point, and that needs to be addressed. And it is very difficult for anybody who does not support a team like City or a Newcastle to understand what these PSR things are doing to our clubs, right? So I am of the opinion that this is something that they are doing on purpose, and I'm going to defend new likes of Newcastle, likes of Man City, likes of, let's say, Nottingham Forest, because I know why they are doing this. Of course, they
Esther,
don't want another city. Yeah, of course, they don't want another city to come into the Premier League and then dominate as they did. But and I understand. I understand the objective as well. I know they need to restrain certain elements in order so that it does not become a banana republic, right? They need
yeah,
certain restrictions, but those restrictions have to be very fair. It should be applied very fairly. And even though they allowed, I think, 2 years or two transfer window, if you can correct me there, you can spend as much as you want, then you the rulings would come out, which is you can't build a squad to compete against likes of Man City, against likes of Liverpool, United, who have dynasty of squad. In order to be, they've reached to a place after having 10 years of transfer windows, and then expect Newcastle to be competing for likes of top four every year. So sometimes I feel the expectations are also unrealistic, and sometimes it's also unfair when people have criticism on Newcastle for the way they play football. So I am of the opinion that when Eddie Howe came and he knew as to what he wants to do after the season where he saved them from relegation, that the season after, I remember a game where Man City went to St James's Park, and Maximum was playing on one wing,
yeah.
and I think I don't remember the other player who was there on the other wing, and both of them were so difficult to control. I had never seen Kyle Walker getting tormented the way he did that day. I have never seen a Bernardo Silva run out of steam in a game. Never before, never since. And that ferocious Newcastle team was so bloody good at pressing teams and pushing so high that it was almost suffocating. You knew that you just cannot win a game here. For 90 minutes it is unsustainable, and they were doing that. And you're right in a way. I just kind of don't agree with one point. I still feel they have a pull. So let's just say, when you guys signed Tonali was a Serie A winner, right? He just
Yeah,
won the Serie A with AC Milan, and he was probably the best midfielder that season. All the teams wanted him in the Premier League as well, and around the Europe as well. He chose Newcastle, and I kind of understood why he wanted to go to a Newcastle United. And look at how he turned up, bro. I mean, he's a very good player. I think yes, we can debate जो उसके साथ हुआ या सही हुआ गलत हुआ, that we don't know. But he lost 1 year of his footballing
yeah, career, yeah,
because of whatever happened and scandal and everything. But on the pitch, you can't deny him along with Guimaraes and Joe Linton are one of the toughest midfield that people are going to face, and they have been consistent. Even Gordon, for that matter. I think people just forget because they have very less memory, or very short memory, if I may say so. Because from where I remember, Isak was never the starter. It was always who was a Bournemouth striker that you had. Forgot his name. Who just recently went away from your squad, the aging one, along
the
with
Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson.
Yeah,
Callum Wilson was so deadly. He was so lethal in the box that Isak had to come from the bench. It was only last season when Callum Wilson was told by Eddie Howe that he's not going to play him. Then Isak shined. So Isak
yeah.
to 2 साल से था. So yeah, I understand that viewpoint as well from you. But having said that, bhai, I mean, since we are back after the international break, and how are you feeling? What is the mood around Newcastle? I mean, are there any fresh injuries that have come up in your own knowledge, or any player who has been very good has been out for injury and coming back, something like that? If you want to discuss about that.
So as of now, like the big injury scare, like Johan Visa, उसका अभी तक 3 photo आया है. So the first photo was when he signed for Newcastle in August. Second photo was when Tino got injured. He was with the band strap on his knee. And third, he was doing swimming. So he's still big time injury. I don't think so. He's gonna come before mid of December. And he was supposed to
Okay.
come in the game with the Brighton, which is like almost a month ago. So, and like I was reading comments. Dan Burn is not going to play because
I
he's
think
on
he
red.
got suspended. Yeah, he got suspended.
He's on red. I think it's a
Yeah.
blessing in disguise. क्योंकि
Oh,
डैन बर्न और जो लिंटन लेफ्ट में एक साथ नहीं खेल सकते. आई थिंक इट्स अ क्रिमिनल बिकॉज डैन बर्न इज सेंटर बैक, ही इज नॉट अ नेचुरल लेफ्ट बैक, राइट. उसके
yeah,
अंदर
yeah.
जब डैन बर्न और जो लिंटन एक विंग पे एक साथ खेलते हैं, देयर इज नो डायनेमिज्म. और लास्ट जो गेम्स हमारे हैं मेनली इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ दैट. इस सीजन का अगर आप पूरा गेम देखोगे, एक सेम स्टोरी, एक पैटर्न है. एक तो हम
Yeah.
अभी भी एक भी अवे गेम नहीं जीते हैं, नॉट अ सिंगल अवे गेम.
Oh,
आई डोंट नो इफ यू नो
is
अबाउट
that
इट.
so? No, no. I was not aware of that fact. By yeah, yeah.
And
Please, please.
the second fact is Newcastle is number one है most points dropped from winning position this year.
Oh,
Winning
oh.
9 points we have dropped when we were winning. So एक story आपको similar दिखेगा. They're gonna score a opener
Hmm.
half time के बाद या almost next near to half time they're gonna concede the equalizer, or just when match is about to finish they're gonna concede a winner and they're gonna lose the match. It's the same
but
story.
my this is why where it is very beautiful that I have you with me, because I would want to understand what are the reasons that this is happening again and again. Because yes, we have to address this. It is not fair to judge Newcastle in the first 5 6 games, because they almost played everybody from the top six. So they played Arsenal, they played Liverpool. I think they played I think Spurs, or I don't know who they played. But the first 5 games were very difficult, and you can't judge a team against those teams that are only going to finish ahead of them. But after that, I think they picked up the pace. But one game that I really want to have your opinion is the West Ham game, bro. So on that game, I was really surprised because West Ham had a torrid time prior to
Yeah.
Newcastle game, and that game Newcastle didn't even score and let 3 goals pass them, which was very strange for me because Newcastle have always prided themselves in defending.
Yeah.
And again, they are a very good team, but they defend really well as a unit. So what happened there, bro? If you want to
This,
explain.
yeah, the same thing because Danman जब left back पे खेलते हैं, so there's no dynamism because he doesn't have a pace. He doesn't
Hmm.
have a pace at all. The same उन्होंने तो न्यूकासल ने 4th minute में जेकब मर्फी ने गोल मार दिया था.
Hmm.
They scored an opener, and then there was a mistake of Nick Pope big time. Nick Pope is a fantastic keeper, but Nick
Hmm.
Pope is very bad with the feet. really
Okay.
bad with the
Yeah.
feet. And what Nick Pope is doing recently, he had made a multiple time this mistake. He is punching the ball. He's not collecting the ball. He's just punching
Okay.
the ball, and it just barely goes to the out of the box, and then they get a, like Paketa ka aapne goal dekha hoga. It was a
Yeah. Yeah.
very wonderful, like, was a
Beautiful. Beautiful goal. Bhaiya. Yeah.
so this is the reason, because we don't have a like proper fullbacks. Abhi Trippier खेलेगा right back में in this game week, but I
Yeah.
don't know who. I would be surprised, but I would not be surprised, to be honest, अगर left back पे आप Fabian Schär को या Botman को देखोगे, because we don't have a
But
left back.
yeah, exactly. That was my subsequent question, bro. So ideally, Newcastle would want a Lewis Hall and a Livramento as their fullbacks,
Yeah.
right? Ideally, in the ideal scenario, because I think they both of them are very talented, and the City were in for Livramento. They did everything that they had in their power, but I think Newcastle were very restrained in a way. जैसे आपने बताया कि इतने सारे लोगों ने मना कर दिया था, या for various reasons they didn't join Newcastle, that Newcastle just got pissed up at a point that they didn't want anybody to go from Newcastle. And yeah, it was a very horrible transfer window for Newcastle because players were going. There was this very big scenario with Isak, and मैं ये बात जरूर इसके बाद पूछना चाहूंगा आपसे, because we have heard a lot of stories from Liverpool fan bases, from Isak fans, and from Isak as well, as to what he was experiencing back then when that saga was happening. But I really want to understand what Newcastle fans were going through at that point of time, because we know there was a lot of love for Isak. There were a lot of songs for him. There were a lot of banners for him. He was the one who was instrumental in winning that Carabao Cup as well. So really, I just just be as free as you can, and bhai, express yourself as to what did it feel like when that saga was happening, how stressful it was, and जो players आपने उसके जगह पे लेके आए, are you satisfied by the incomings or you wanted someone else?
सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, लाइक, अगर आप न्यूकासल का जो भी मतलब सोशल मीडिया या फैन आप देखोगे, दे वर रियली पैशनेट अबाउट ईसैक. लोग, पीपल हैड अ टैटू ऑफ हिम विद नंबर 14 एंड ईसैक एंड ऑल.
Oh,
एंड व्हेन ही लेफ्ट, लाइक, ऑफ कोर्स ये होगा जब आपका क्लब, कोई भी प्लेयर आपका क्लब छोड़ता है, सो यू वुड नॉट, it's very rare when player leaves and still fans like wish good for him, like it's very rare. Like, matlab, this is why, like, people like respect those kind of players, right? Like, because they've given everything to the club and now they're leaving on a good note.
yeah.
And when Isak lived, it was not a mistake of Isak either. This is what I believe, because
Oh,
he was not the. Now we got a Ross Wilson from Nottingham Forest. I don't know if you know about it.
no,
जिसका
bro.
release
No.
clause trigger करके, he's in our hierarchy now, and
Yeah.
he's now looking at our contracts and all. So the guy who was before him, he was one of the reason, like, Isak left, because usko fake promises, he was not
So are we
getting.
are we talking about? I'm so sorry, bro. Don't want to interrupt you, but are we talking about Dean Ashton or are we talking about someone else?
No, we are talking someone else. I
Okay.
think I don't
Okay.
remember his name now,
Okay.
because
Okay.
he was also in some other interim positions. So
Okay.
Isak was asking a better wages. This is what,
Okay.
like, I heard the article, because, and he was promised a better wages, and uske baad, that was a fake promises that pissed him off, and suddenly, like, when the clubs like Liverpool will come for you, like, you would be more interested, right? Because everybody would be
True.
looking. So this like a month before, the same thing would have been already started for the Tonali ke liye
Hmm.
bid, like bids from PSG, and like people were scared. Then suddenly,
Yeah.
after three weeks, there was a news like Tonali ने एक secret contract extension मतलब sign किया था until 2030, 2029 plus 1 year plus, and he took the pay cut because he went himself to Newcastle when he was in this betting area, like 10 months का जो ban था. So like people
Yeah.
were happy. So this is what I think, like, if player has to go, you cannot keep him for long. Let's say अगर इस summer transfer में उसको नहीं जाने देते, I think he would have gone by this winter transfer, right? What do
Sure.
you
So
get?
what you're saying is he was not happy, and it was inevitable that he left. He was going to leave, by the way.
Yeah,
But still, why did you? I don't know. I'm not blaming Isaac, because I
I'm not
I
blaming
understand.
him. I don't
Yeah, yeah,
because
I
if player has
understand.
to go, if
Yeah,
player
I
has to go,
understand
you have to
when
go.
a player. 100%. When a player wants to go, you have to let him go, because there is no point having a unhappy player at your squad, because he's going to spoil everybody else, right?
Everybody, yeah.
So yeah, I know it's very emotional for fans, because they kind of expect more, and they just don't want to see their star player go, right? And
Yeah.
I understand that sentiment as well, but I think Isak had no choice. He had to go, and he went, and it was good for everybody. By at the end of the day, just it happened just before, just prior to that season, but it could have been handled a bit
Bit
properly,
better
I think.
smoothly, a
Yeah,
bit
it's
better in
yeah, yeah,
smooth
bro.
way. And
Yeah,
I think because of that thing, there was Visa is a good striker, but I feel in a sense Visa is a panic buy too. For
yeah,
29-year-old striker, you would not pay 60 million.
yeah, 100%, bro. 100%.
And like
100%.
he's a Premier League proven striker, but like वो Visa पूरी जिंदगी में कभी I think he was never injured. Moment Isak in Newcastle he got injured. So Isak and Visa have
Yeah,
the same story. They both wanted to leave. Both were on strike. Like one
yeah,
went to Liverpool, one came from Brentford to Newcastle, and both are not playing. So it's like I don't know if
yeah.
it's a karma hitting the cycle or something.
But they, I think they were very clear. I think from where I saw, I think they were very clear. They wanted Ekitike, and they
Yeah,
felt hard done by because of what Liverpool did. Because Liverpool were never in for Ekitike. That is what my opinion is. Liverpool fans might be touchy on that topic, because he turned out to be a very good signing for them. But I think they always wanted Isak on the first
Isak.
place, and they tried. I think there was this thing where they were trying कि न्यूकासल उनको साइन कर ले एकिटी को, so that Isak joins. But it so happened that Newcastle got so pissed after that saga that they were like, we don't want to have any business with Liverpool, and that is why Liverpool, just to prove a point, went ahead and bought Ekitike, and then went ahead and got Isak as well. And I think after Ekitike, it was very clear that they wanted Sheshko, which I think would have been a very good signing for Newcastle. Uh, if we see the nuances, he's a very young forward who has a lot of years, and then
Yeah.
he could have been the central figure as well. But having said that, I think Newcastle are going to still find a way to find some other player, because they found Isak and they found so many other good players. So I am very hopeful that they do find someone good, because I also feel that Visa is not a long term solution.
Long term,
And
no.
even though Walter has played really well, he had started season very well, but I still feel that you need one more in order to protect that,
Yeah.
because you cannot overrun a Voldemort for every game. Newcastle are a very intensity driven team, and they need backups in certain positions. Yeah,
So
I'll quickly
now,
take chats by. Yeah, I'll quickly
okay,
take chats, and then we can proceed.
okay.
Utkarsh bhai is here. Great to see a Newcastle fan. Happy to see Newcastle fan base growing in India. Yeah, but Utkarsh bhai, Kanish bhai यहाँ नहीं रहते. Kanish bhai Canada में रहते हैं. But yeah, he's Indian. So yeah. हाँ भाई, लिवरपूल फैन हूँ, न्यूकासल जीतेगा, हमारा फायदा हो सकता है, इसलिए बोला। क्या फायदा होगा भाई आपका? आप जाकर उससे हार जाओगे, फॉरेस्ट से हार जाओगे, फिर क्या फायदा होगा आपका? और सब पीयूष भाई, अरे हेलो हेलो भाई, हेलो इंटर भाई, बुद्धा इज आइडल भाई, हेलो, हाउ आर यू भाई? थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग। मैंने आपका मैसेज नहीं देखा, वरना और जल्दी पिकअप करता। आई होप यू गुड। Total City Football is here. Hello, hello, bro. Our legend Fernandinho has retired from. Oh, really? Aj? I mean, what a legend! What a legend, bro! What a legend for club, for country, and for football in general. Newcastle fan, wow, yeah. Dekho, I told you, the sentiments are very like that. Sorry, but we are winning against Newcastle. Our players are doing so well. Yes, yes, Total City Football. This is what our energy should be going into this match. हम नहीं ऐसे बैठ सकते ना कि नहीं हार जाएंगे. Of course, थोड़ा बहुत हम लोग बोल देते हैं अच्छा, लेकिन we have to win. Yeah. ऑयल स्ट्रीम, और भाई आपकी कौन सी स्ट्रीम है? हमारी अगर ऑयल स्ट्रीम है तो आपकी कौन सी स्ट्रीम है? डोंट पुश मी देयर यार दिव भाई, बिकॉज आई हैव सो मेनी डिफिकल्ट थिंग्स टू से अबाउट लिवरपूल. आई एम वेरी रिस्पेक्टफुल, बट आई एम नॉट डिनाइंग द फैक्ट भाई, हमारे पास है पैसा तो हाँ है. अब वो ऑयल से आता है कि पानी से आता है कि बिजली बेचने से आता है कि होटल बेचने से आता है, उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Lots of love and respect to all Man City and Newcastle fans in India. Yeah, of course. A lot of respect to you as well, bhai. Manish bhai is here. Yo boys. Hello Manish bhai. How are you? Newcastle midfield is so strong and physical. Yes, yes. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about that as well. Total City Football. That's why Newcastle wants Trafford. Again, this is one point that I want to discuss with you, Kanish bhai. So, you were linked to Trafford, and City ended up signing him. So he was a City graduate. We all know, and now the situation is such that we signed Donnarumma, and he's on the bench. Would you have wanted Trafford in place of Pope
As
for
of
this
now,
season? Yeah,
Uh, I think I just read an article. There's the possibility still he can end up in Newcastle now because he's not getting any time minutes soon, right? Because
yeah,
Donnarumma is a big,
yeah, yeah,
big goalkeeper, right? So I read like there's a I remember it's 247 Magpie. He's a really good journalist. Like I think he's in somewhere in he have some inside like peak. Always he get the peak news like oh before 3 weeks prior to any new contract extension took like he
yeah,
opened up many news like Tonali extension and all. So
yeah,
he just posted a week ago like the Trafford can might end up in Newcastle soon, and I would be happy because we don't. There's a fun fact. Our second goalkeeper is Ramsdale, and
yeah,
he's a loan signing, and he might become a permanent too. But I was checking his career. So since 2019, he has played for 4 to 5 clubs, and every club he has represented it, like first from championship, all
yeah.
got relegated. Whenever he
But
played for the
he represented Arsenal as well, bro. Yeah, if you remember, Arsenal never got relegated. He was an Arsenal keeper prior to when they
like,
signed Raya.
so there were 4 clubs he represented like since like maybe I don't remember about the Arsenal to be honest. So
Yeah, yeah,
I
he was the keeper. Yeah, yeah.
I
I
was
think
like
they came eighth. They came eighth. That is, to be fair, they came eighth, and that is the lowest ever positioning on the table. But yeah, he represented them as well. Yeah, you
but
can
like this
you
was
can.
like there was a guy like he's a youngster like he said send this guy back. It's like there's a Ramsdale curse on Newcastle because moment we sign him we are just sitting 2 points above relegation.
Oh,
Beca- because the first club he represented that got relegated, then he went to Bournemouth get relegated, and then he went to Southampton that got relegated. So but I
yeah,
would be still happy if James Trafford end up in Newcastle. And yeah, we are getting this as you were saying, like for the striker, Visa is not a long term project, but we
yeah,
were linked with the Alexander Sorloth. I don't think so. That's also a long term project, right? He's also
yeah,
29, 30 years striker now. He's a
yeah,
wonderful guy, like Haaland, like come on, big giant, right there.
yeah, yeah,
But I don't think so. It's a good long term project. Now, yesterday, Ross Wilson he made some like not a statement, but there was some like leaks. They are going to a new model now, like kind of
okay,
made Red Bull or you can say the Chelsea model, like made
okay,
multi club ownership model,
yeah,
and not spending too much on star player, buying
hmm,
uh, youngsters, like same what you can see in IPL if it the RR or Mumbai Indians or what Chelsea is doing now, right?
yeah,
Now they are being linked with the Ryan Victor or Vitor, how you say he's from Brazil. He's a
yeah,
striker. He
yeah,
plays for Vasco da Gama. So
okay,
he might come around 20-25 million. So I think those projects are better because you get a lot of years with those guys and you can develop as you want and you get a good value because the PSR would not be issue, right?
yeah,
Um, we lost Elliot Anderson. Now everybody want Elliot Anderson, Manchester United, and we lost him for maybe 35 million, I guess.
yeah,
Or,
yeah,
and now his asking price is more than 110 million.
yeah.
And and
True.
3 days before they just told we are
I
not going
think
to
I
now.
think even Sean Longstaff for that matter, bro. I think even though people don't understand him and his brother, younger brother as well, they've been in United for so long, and they played for that batch. And I think yeah, they were not getting the minutes that they deserved because of Tonali, Gimeresh, and Joe Linton. But whenever I think Sean Longstaff played, I think he performed really well. But that is what the irony is, because you are so stacked in that three midfield position. The quality is so high that people would want to join some other club. And I think it happened. That is what happened with Anderson. He was there for 2-3 years on the wings of, let's say, Gimaresh. He learned the art, and then when he got the opportunity, he left, and now he's performing the way he is performing. But this is one statement that I also am interested in. I think because I don't know if City would let a Trafford leave, and I'll tell you why. Because we don't even know what will happen if Donnarumma gets injured. Let's say we have Ortega Moreno in our team, and
Yeah.
he has been our backup keeper for so long now. I just don't see Pep trusting him enough, because अगर ऐसा होता तो हम फर्स्ट प्लेस में ही साइन नहीं करते ट्रैफर्ड को. So I still feel Trafford has a very big role to play this season, be it in cup competitions or be it let's just say if touch wood, it doesn't happen if Donnarumma gets injured, because we signed him for a particular purpose. We wanted someone who is designed to play from the back. And I hope he does not leave, bro. But I think if he joins Newcastle, he's going to flourish. And I know his quality as well, because he was our player back then. So
He
yeah,
would be a
that
like sure starter. Like he would be a sure starter for our club because they were very much interested for him. And now, moment like usko minutes nahi mile, right away these news are coming. And as the city guy just told, like he might leave in January. I don't think so. He will leave in January. Maybe it's summer, but
I
I
think
think
maybe
yeah, that
loan,
would be
and then
still
and
nice
so
for
yeah,
us because
yeah.
I don't know if Nick Pop gonna play this match either because he had a concussion like in the last match.
Oh, really?
So the
So
Ramsdale has
where did Dubravka went? Because I remember I play FPL very passionately. So I remember there was one time where I had Newcastle players, two of them, right? So I had Burns and I had him, Pope, and Pope got
Dubravka.
injured.
Sorry, yeah,
And Dubravka came. Yeah, Dubravka came, and Dubravka was very cheap at that point of time, and
yeah,
he got me a lot of clean sheets. But I think he joined some other team, Burnley or somewhere else. I think he joined, right?
yeah. And Dubravka, आपको अगर I was watching highlights like from last 1 or 2 years, like 23 or 2024 season, and he had a really good saves. Like I don't know if you remember, but, like when
Yeah, yeah.
he had a really good saves, like really good save. He was a good keeper. I don't know where he went to be honest, because
I think it's Burnley. I think he joined Burnley. If I don't, if I'm not, if chat किसी को पता हो, please tell us where Dubravka went, because I feel it's Burnley. But Kanish bhai, on this, I mean, this is one question that I was also interested in, but I wanted to ask it on a later stage. But now, since our chat has asked you, I really would want to uh, see what your opinion is on Walter Mode, because he, for me, has surprised a lot of people. A lot of people didn't expect him to be as good as he has turned out to be. So, what were your initial thoughts when Newcastle signed him, and then what are your thoughts right now about him?
So new Voldemort ka, I heard about him when there was winter this summer transfer was going on for the Chelsea because Chelsea is linked with everybody. So then I went to look for him and like when they signed almost 3 days on the prior to the transfer deadline, I said okay because I had no expectation from him, no expectations. And but people see him as a striker, but I see him as more of a number 10. But Eddie Howe ne bola hai, we don't play that way. We don't play
Hmm.
that way. He just
Hmm.
clearly stated that because I thought jab Visa aega, so he will play as a number 10 and Visa would be number 9 and like
Yeah.
because he's really good at link up play.
Yeah.
What he lacks is he has a lot of technical abilities, but उसके पास space नहीं है. But still he
Hmm.
somehow makes to the box, and moment he's in the box, he can finish really well. But he's not like out and out striker like pure number 9 stuff like pacey and just clean. But आप उसका goal देखोगे, I think it was against Brighton. If you saw, he made like two of them, just flick
Yeah.
like just with the left foot and just kicked inside the goal like. So Voltamoda is nice signing. He have already passed, I think, 10 goals this season for club and country.
Yeah. 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 Which is a good start. Bhai. I mean, most of the people would crave such a start in such a competitive league, and in a climate where almost every team is craving for a center forward,
Yeah,
and they are the prized currency right now. And you don't find a player like Haaland and Mbappe. Right? Matlab, the quality is so stark. If you remember back in 2000s and even in late 2010s, almost every Premier League team, and let's say every team in Europe, had one or two good strikers. Even a backup striker was that good.
yeah,
But I don't know what happened. Maybe because of this Pep effect, football has changed a lot, and now the emphasis on a reliable nine has reduced drastically. But now it is coming back again. Now people
back
want to
again.
have a center forward who is strong, who is, let's say, who
Wait,
who can fight, who can take the bull by its own. And now they're trying to recruit players from everywhere around the world. So he fits a lot of he checks a lot of boxes for me. But yeah, total city football bhai. Yes, we remember that save one of the title. Ash bhai is here. Thank you so much, Ash bhai, for coming. Jacob Ramsey
yeah,
you isn't used that well at Newcastle yet.
I think
Great
he gonna
talent
play.
out.
I think he gonna play
Yeah,
this match because Joe Linton. I don't think so. He's fit either because he had a big injury, like not a big time injury, but he has like a spike on his knee, on the shin.
yeah.
So I
But
think.
But Kanish bhai, are you comfortable Jacob Ramsey
Yeah,
playing on the midfield?
yeah. I would rather play him in place of Joe Linton if we don't have our natural fullbacks, because there's no
Yeah,
dynamism. If Jacob Ramsey aata to, I saw in the last game moment Jacob Ramsey was in, there was some movements on the final third. जब Joe Linton or Danman साथ खेलते, we don't get anywhere. We are just in our own half.
yeah.
So we need a pace.
So will
If
he? I mean, my counter question to you would be, will he experiment that much? Because you know what is to be expected from likes of Man City, what they're going to do on the ball, and if there is a certain chink in the armor, let's say if the midfield is not as solid as, let's say, a Newcastle fan would want, I think they're going to exploit that area. So would he take that risk against Man City? Let's just say you need physicality to counter, let's say Haaland and Doku as well, for that matter, because they both of them are on fire and they're very good physically, even though they're very good at feet as well. Doku to exceptional hai, but Haaland is physically very, very difficult to handle. And I think Dan Burn is one of the few players that I've seen who have gone toe to toe with him and did a good job. So now, since Dan Burn is not in the team, would you want would you want to change a midfield of Linton, Gimaresh, and Tonali?
so,
That would be very interesting for me if you want to answer that.
yeah, because अगर probably Fabian Schär would play at the left back. If
Okay.
Lewis Hall is playing at a left back, he's almost close to the fitness. But if he's playing at the left back, then Joe Linton, I would be okay with him. But अगर Fabian Schär खेलता है, who is not a natural left back, so we need a creativity, we need dynamism. So I would play Jacob Ramsey, and I would like to mention a player. I don't. Nobody's talking about it. I think we got a steal this year.
Yeah.
I think
Who?
better signing than Nick Woltemadavi is Malik Chow. People say Chow or Chow. He's a
Yeah.
steal deal.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you would
I
see
couldn't agree.
his, I was just looking at the one numbers. Like he is the best. I have written it somewhere. I would try to find it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
So
Yeah.
he was in the list of like players like Van Dijk, and he was the number one on those things. I think it was just specific parameters what he did this season.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
was looking at his average rating, match rating. So the lowest, like if you would find it, it would be like average rating for this season would be 7 point something. So
Okay.
the one of the lowest would be 6.8 or 6.9, but he's averaging at 7.4 or something. And we got him
Okay.
just for 30 million pounds, I think. And
Okay.
abhi
So,
dekho, winter transfer or next summer transfer would be all about center backs.
hmm,
So I think
that's true.
we got a steal deal. If we would have to sign this player next window, and if Newcastle want this kind of player, Newcastle has to pay a premium more than 15 to 20 million extra for
That is
any player,
100%.
because
But
this is what we
but
paid for
this is
Noah.
this is this is what confuses me about Newcastle, bro. And if you don't mind me asking, so I kind of felt they had enough cover in the centre back area. So let's say, I for me, even Burn now is playing on the left back, but he was always the centre back,
Centre
right?
back, yeah,
So they signed Botman, who I thought at the time when they bought him, he could have gone to any other club and he would have succeeded as he did for Newcastle. So he's also a very good player. You have all, I think, one of the most underrated centre back in Fabian Schär as well. He's very, मतलब लोग
very
Gabriel
good
की
side.
goals की बात करते हैं. He's मतलब as good in terms of attacking from corner, if not
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Fabian Schär. And even prior to that, I think मैं उनका नाम भूल गया. I think Lascelles was there, right? Your captain, club
He
captain.
was captain Jamal Lascelles, yeah,
Jamal Yashel. So I kind of felt that that area is covered. Then you guys went ahead and signed Luis Hall from Chelsea, right? He was the
yeah,
Chelsea boy. You
yeah.
signed him, and he turned out to be a beautiful
Very,
player.
very good player.
Livramento also, again, I think from Hull City. I think you got him from Hull City or somewhere, some smaller club. And I just thought this team is so solid defensively.
Yeah.
But from I because I don't watch Newcastle as you do, I don't watch him every week, so I never understood what happened in between. When did this transition from, let's say, a Burn from center back to left back happen, or a share from center back to left back happen, and you had to sign another center back? What happened there, if you want to explain certain things?
So we got Tiao before, like when we got Chow, so we Burn or Shah's centre back position pick already. So
Hmm.
we lost Hall. Like Hall was not already playing by the time of this Carabao Cup, so we don't have a natural left back. So Champions League against Barcelona, Sharko
Mm.
concussion hota hai, like
Yeah,
Rashford, like very, like he took a big powerful kick and it hits his head, so he had to go out and he was sitting out for several matches. Us time, Jao inside, he comes in the game, and since then he never went out. Every game he's growing and growing and growing, and now
yeah,
like Newcastle United fan have special chants about him, like Malik Chow Chow Chow, something like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
like now Fabian Schär is finding very hard to get inside the team. He's only
yeah,
playing when Sven Botman got the cut in the games against a game against Fulham. So
yeah,
that is when he made his appearance after a long time. I think now he gonna make his appearance again. And last time he made his appearance again Tottenham in the Carabao Cup, and he scored that day too. Beautiful header, like
yeah,
as you said, beautiful header. So
yeah,
yeah, and I अभी तक शार अभी लेफ्ट बैक खेला नहीं है. So as you said, like I think he will play because we don't have anybody.
yeah.
Because अगर
No.
Burn होता तो Burn would play. I don't
So
like
it
Burn
is.
play.
I think so. Basically, what you're saying, it is more of a contingency than tactics for you. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
maybe they are just fitting into those places because they lack cover on left back position. But just one more question on your defense so that we can move on. And this is very fascinating for me. So what happened with Trippier, bro? So is it just an age thing? Or something is wrong with the relationship between Eddie Howe and Trippier? Because from where I saw Trippier, I think he was very instrumental
yeah.
in terms of that leadership pack, the group. He marshaled the troops really well. And I don't know what happened. He was just dropped one season. Then he had to come back. I think he wanted to leave as well, but I don't know what happened there as well. So if you want to just touch upon this very good player, Kieran Trippier.
So I think he's gonna play against City because and now he's like even he's aging. I think it's more than 35, but he's showing still
Mm.
his class. He's a really good
Yeah,
player. Like now, even like he's aging, but still he shows his presence in the final third. Like
yeah,
he threw a really good cross, and he still is having a really good pace as of now. Because you know the
yeah,
demand of Newcastle game is pace. It's all about pace and physicality, and he's
yeah,
showing. And he's still again. I think a month before there was a discussion about vice captaincy. You know the leadership stuff. So Kieran
yeah,
Tripper's name is still there. It was
yeah,
Pope,
yeah.
Joe Linton. So still he doesn't fall in the ranks, I guess. But it's all about because Tino Livramento, if it's fit, he makes his place. Trippier has to
Correct.
be his backup because he's also aging, and Livramento is still linked with City for
Yeah,
this summer window.
yeah.
So watch out. I
I think
think he's gonna
I
make
think
it to
this
City.
I think, bro, what happened was I think there was an understanding between Newcastle board and Man City and even Livramento, and this is something that one of the best City reporters reported. So what the article was about, like the only reason City didn't go for a right back was because they were sure that they're going to get Livramento from Newcastle even on the last day.
Yeah.
But it was so the factors that controlled that transfer was so external. Like I think Liverpool, I think we have to admit that it was one of the most difficult transfer that Newcastle had to deal with in terms
This
of
year, yeah.
Isak leaving, in terms of the transfer that they wanted not going through, players not happy. Even there were talks of Eddie Howe. He also wanted to people from the other fan bases were talking about Eddie Howe that he cannot control the team, and there was so much negativity, so much toxicity around that club. And I just felt that they said to City that even though we would want to do a business with you, but not now, maybe in future. And that is why we were so sure that we want him as a right back option that we didn't go for any right back for the entirety of season. And I kind of feel if we don't get Livramento in winters, which I feel we are not going to get, we are not going to buy another right back until the summer. So I think there's this deal between both of them clubs, and I think we were very respectful to Newcastle as well, and so should we, because we understand what was happening back there, and it is not good to pressure a club when already there are so many things that are controlling the narrative. So yeah, on that, yeah, beautiful. Bhai, congratulations first of all, your 50 is done.
Thank you so much.
First
Yeah.
50 subs are done. I hope you liked it. I mean, most of the
Yeah.
people must have seen you today, and they must have enjoyed you because you're a very level-headed person. You're very calm. your demeanor is perfect, so people are going to like you even more. I would just suggest that keep bringing the streams and keep doing the videos, so that more and more people can reach out to you, and then the subscriber and everything are going to grow side by side. Best footballing YouTuber just uploaded a video. Who is the best footballing YouTuber भाई, अगर आप बता सको AGF, because I don't know, सब subjective है. Defective Bhai is here. Hello Defective Bhai. By the way, Defective Bhai is also from Canada, and Defective Bhai, Kanish Bhai is also from Canada. So maybe you guys can catch up someday. He's a Newcastle fan, and Defective Bhai is a United fan. Very fantastic creator. He's one of the most consistent YouTubers that I've seen. He is always there. He always makes videos. He's always on the streams. He supports everybody. He goes into everybody's channel, and everything that can be done by a person, he does that. So kudos to you, Defective Bhai, and please, you must grow as fast as you can, and all the best for you there as well. But before we move on, I really want to emphasize a little bit of tactics, because will be important here. So, Kanish bhai, how do you see Newcastle getting set up against Man City? So, what would be your ideal formation, and how are you going to set up tactically, if you want to explain certain things about it?
I think they're gonna go with the same 4-3-3. Like he has a fixed system. Like I never saw him playing other system until less like you cannot, because that is why when when at the point I put like when people were expecting Visa would come, the Voltamara would fit in number 10. He said we don't play like this. We have a
Yeah.
certain way we play like that, and we our needs are like that. So I think if you're looking for the playing 11, what I think if Hall is fit, he gonna make a maybe a last 20-30 minutes in appearance, or but I think Shah gonna start with the Nick Pope in the back, Shah, Botman, Thiaw, and Trippier, and then
Okay.
Gimarish.
Okay. So what we can do is, I have this thing, so we can build a lineup as well, if you want.
Yeah, okay.
Where did we go? ये क्या हो गया भाई? हम लोग कहाँ चले गए? Just 1 minute. There must be some glitch. I'll just handle this. Uh, okay, maybe something is wrong. I might have to correct this. I don't know what happened here. Uh, I think are your screen visible? Because chat, please, if you can tell me, मेरे screen एकदम black हो गई. I don't know why. Are you visible? Are you seeing your visuals, Kanish bhai,
Yeah, I can see you. I can see you perfect.
perfectly? Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't see anything right now. So I'll just quickly. What can you see right now? Matlab, what is visible on your screen? If you can tell me.
Like I can see a comment from Dunia 327, and I can see like a yeah, just like I can see you perfect like going live. Like, but I don't see
Okay.
the visuals you put like the for. I think you
Okay.
like
Okay.
the
Maybe.
photo.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe something stupid happened. Just let me just correct this one, so that,
Okay.
yeah. Just 1 minute. Yeah. So I don't know. There must be some glitch. So we can make the team SAE because there is something wrong with the graphic thing, and sometimes it happens with StreamYard. So yeah. So who do you prefer as your center backs, and if you can name them right from the keeper till the your striker.
So Pope and the goal. So it would be Shar. I think because we don't have anybody. I don't know who he gonna play. If I hope Lewis Hall is fit, I would be much happy. So Shar, Botman, Thiaw, and Trippier. And then Gimarish, Tonali, and I would like to play Jacob Ramsey instead of Joe Linton if Shar is playing at the left back. So Jacob Ramsey, and then the Jacob Murphy, Voltamada, and Barnes, because Gordon is not still fit yet. He didn't flew for the London or the England internationals, so Gordon is not going to play this match either.
Okay. So it would be. I think again it happened again. Uh, yeah. Now we can do it. So I'll quickly build the lineup. So Pope starts.
Yeah, Nick Pope,
Yeah. Nick Pope. Who
and then
starts on the left back for you? Uh,
Shah, because we
Share.
don't have yeah we don't have anybody, because I would like to have a Hall, but Shah would start, I guess, and then the Botman and Chow,
Yeah. Botman on the left or right?
he would be on the left. I think
Uh,
he can watch out for Malik Chow. I don't know if you have still watch him. He's a really good player. Like I for me, he's the best signing for this year for me.
okay.
And the Trippier, and then the Gimaresh and
The
Tonali. I think that Tonali plays in the mid, but yeah, anyhow,
Yeah,
like yeah,
I'll just rearrange that.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I would play Jacob Ramsey here because I saw.
you.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
would like to play Jacob Ramsey, and
yeah.
I think he gonna play the game because against this Brentford game, Joe Linton got injured, like he got a hit on his shin, so he gonna play, I guess. And the Voltamara, and we don't have any. By your surprise, okay, there is no other striker we have as of now, even not a Will Osula. He's only out and out striker. If he gonna get subbed off, I think instead of Voltamara at last minute, Elanga gonna play at number 9.
Oh God. I mean, this is yeah, and I kind of understand. I mean, such has been the state of Newcastle that they don't even have the backup, and whoever is backup is not even fit for to start or on the bench. So yeah, on the right, who do you play on the right? Because this is very fascinating. Would you go ahead with, let's say, an Ilanga, or would you play a Barnes, or who are you going to play there?
I would play Jacob Murphy. Like he's really
Okay.
underrated guy. People don't talk about him much. Like he is really. So if people think Isaac flourished, so he has a high, almost same number of contribution. How if Isaac की जो progress है उसके अंदर आप देखोगे, he had a lot of assists. I think he had a more than close to 20 goal contribution last year. And he like why Isaac
Yeah.
flourished because of Jacob
Yeah.
Murphy service. His service is really good, and
I
he
remember
has a.
there was a patch here. If you remember, bro, there was a patch of like 6, 7, 8 games where Murphy either scored or assisted in every game against every Premier League game. And I remember that this is the patch where I think Gordon got injured or I think Barnes got injured. And everybody knew that Murphy is going to start those games. And people in FPL community cashed into that momentum and they scored a beautiful point. So I can understand. I know which patch you're talking about as well. So he has been a very underrated player even before all these flashy signings. Murphy was there, right? So
Yeah,
Murphy is a Toon through and through. He understands the emotion as well, and a very underrated player. I must say he's a very underrated player. Who
and
starts on the left for you, bhai?
Barnes because Gordon is not fit, so it's like Barnes. And if I think after in the subs, because if Baltimore are gonna play all the 90 minutes, then Elanga comes in for either Murphy or Barnes later. But I don't know because if Baltimore runs out of gas, you have to protect your striker because he's only what we have now.
Yeah. But by the way, but this is a very decent lineup, if I might say, bhai, because even though there are a lot of injuries, but I still feel Newcastle with this particular 11 can take any team down at St James's Park for me. So let's just say there's a lot of experience in Trippier, Pope. I think Cher. I think Botman. We all know his quality, and it is going to be a very good battle to see Botman and Malik Tau against Haaland. And again, with the three midfielders that you named, I think I still feel he's going to play Joe Linton, but I think I just hope he does not, because I feel Linton, Tonali, and Gimaresh play really well together. But I understand what you're saying. If Shar is playing on the left back, then that entire wing is almost redundant, right? So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
there is no connectivity with Barnes.
yeah.
What you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So
also Joe Linton would be good. I think in future what we would see, Joe Linton would be used to see off the games more.
okay. What are your thoughts? Like, let's just say Walter Modo gets 60 minutes and he gets tired. Would he? Because we have seen this done by Idea. Would he put Joe Linton as a nine, not nine per se, but matlab as a nine in terms of position, and then have that midfield overall? Because मैंने देखा है, for he always wins that first ball. So if Newcastle wants to go direct from Trippier, or let's say from Botman or Shear, he's always one person who is very physical, and he wins most of his aerial duels as well. Just to enable likes of Murphy, Barnes, and Ramsey to run around. Can he
Yeah.
do that?
I think because I don't know if you know, because Joe Linton was originally a striker. He was converted a midfielder. When we signed
Yeah.
him, he was a number 9 from Hoffenheim when we signed him. So I think he can do it, but I didn't see him doing this for a long time because either he put Gordon in the number 9, or now a last game he put Elanga at number 9, which was for me it was surprising because he's a really pacey guy. Like I like Elanga with his pace, like really, and he gets. people like when there was a guy, he was saying justice for Elanga. I don't know if they watch a match against Union Saint Gilloise. I don't know how they spell the name.
Yeah.
The Belgium team. He was a man of the match in Champions League game that day.
Yeah.
So
Even the first game, bro, if you remember the opener that Newcastle were playing against Villa,
Villa,
I'm
yeah,
a very big fan of Unai Emery, and I think Emery just got outplayed that game purely on the basis of physicality. And Alanga had to do a lot of. He's to be given a lot of credit. Yes, his finishing was not up to the races, or else Newcastle would have won that game. And it ended up like 1-1. I think one of the players got red carded. I think it was
we,
Ponsa who got red carded.
yeah,
I don't
it was
remember.
and also because the initial game we didn't have any striker. Like now we have Waltemara. If he goes out, we would be in the same
Yeah,
exact situation. Like we have nobody
yeah.
to play out because yeah. So that is why like we lost. We dropped many points at that time. Like the points against Leeds and Aston Villa, we should have got those points.
Yeah, agreed, bhai. I'll just quickly take certain messages and then we can swiftly move on to the last part of the stream. I don't think anyone in the world could stop Haaland and Doku. I mean, I hope they don't, bhai, because I think the form that Doku is in, I think it is going to be very difficult for any right back in the world to control him. And when you have a Haaland in your team, you just sit back and watch and just hope he does not have a bad day, because if he gets those chances, irrespective of who he's playing against, he's going to bury those chances as well. So it is very one of the best feelings in the world when you have two players firing at all cylinders, and you know what is expected of them. So yeah, agree with that statement. Hello Varun bhai, yo Piyush just came to say hi. Thank you so much Varun bhai for coming, and also hello to Indian Geordie. Great to see wider support for the Prem teams in India. Yes, Varun bhai, but again, Kanish bhai, he does not stay in India. वो Canada में रहते हैं, but yes, he is
I
Indian.
come in and out like India. Like last year, I was for 6 months. I was in India, so like every year
Yeah,
I come in and out India. Like so,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Still, India is a core of heart. So,
yeah. Have you guys been to St. James's? I haven't, bhai. If Kanish
so
bhai,
I was planning soon. Like it's like because I think nobody should deny it, or I like St James Park is one of the like venues you must visit for a football experience.
100%, bro. Agreed. So what happened? So you were about to visit, you didn't go. What happened there?
Like I'm planning to visit soon because I
Okay.
before that like I didn't have any plans, and I hopefully by this next like this coming summer I would have a visit. And I don't think so. It's a blunt call. I don't think so. We this year we're gonna get a Champions League football, but if we get
Yeah.
it, I have like I hope we get it and we're gonna watch next year the St James Park.
Yeah. But I hope you have the experience of your life, because for me, I don't know if I'll get if I'll ever get to Etihad Stadium and watch City. So my only dream was to watch David Silva play just once in my lifetime. I think he retired. I just could not go to see him. But yeah, it is also a long-standing dream for every Premier League fan to just go there and witness what we witness on television. So all the best to you there as well. Bhai. LED CE 500 is saying Hall has to start at left back.
But
I
yeah,
think Hall is
he's
injured, bhai.
He,
Yeah, he's
he is
injured.
close to a fitness match. He already had some cameos like last two match. He came like last for 10-15 minutes. और उस 10-15 minute में like there was like even we were losing all those games,
Yeah,
but there was sudden change in the momentum. Like we can see ball reaching out to the final third and the crosses coming in, and he took the shot too. So I would be all in. So if he's fit, the Shard doesn't start as left back. It is
yeah,
like we don't have any option. It's like beggars can't be choosers. That kind of
yeah.
stuff.
And that is why I asked this question to Kanish bhai, because I don't watch Newcastle every week unless they're playing unless they're playing City, or let's say they're playing Liverpool or something like that, because I kind of know what is expected of them. But uh, that is why I ask you why Shah would be playing on the left back position, and he very beautifully explained it is more of a contingency, because
Yeah.
their original left back is injured. The left back that replaced the original left back has been suspended. So what do? We
Yeah.
have to play someone there, and Shar, for all his abilities as a centre back, and also I don't see anybody else fitting there. So I think they have to play him there. But I hope we get a very beautiful game. I don't want to. I don't know. I am not that fan who would gloat on opposition players getting injured, because I'm a football purist in that way. I want both the teams to have
Playing
best players on the field, and that is when you
100%
enjoy football.
enjoy football or any sports. Like if you feel, oh,
100.
okay, if other team has a injury prone players or half fit team, that's not a true sportsmanship. Or as a viewer, anything like when both teams are at par playing full fitness, full throttle, that's when you get the beautiful game of any sports. Like any sports, doesn't matter.
100%. KV Bhai is here. Hello, hello, KV Bhai. How are you? How are you? Congratulations on the 15 sub from Just Liverpool fan. KV Bhai, big fan. Charles is here. My favorite person is here. Indian Geordie, आप ये बताओ why न्यूकासल के नाक के नीचे से ऊपर प्लेयर साइन कर लेते हैं? Why Newcastle target selection and deals closing is so pathetic? And Piyush Bhai regarding MCI मैनचेस्टर सिटी एम, अच्छा मतलब मुझे नहीं पता वो लास्ट स्टेटमेंट क्या, बट वेलकम चार्ल्स ब्रो, एंड आई एम सो ग्लैड टू सी यू. एंड या अब मैं उनसे पूछ लूंगा इफ आई कैन रीफ्रेज व्हाट ही सेइंग इज कि विच वी डिस्कस चार्ल्स भाई, बाय द वे, प्रायर टू यू एंटरिंग द स्ट्रीम हम लोगों ने थोड़ा सा ट्रांसफर टच किया था, बट आई थिंक इट्स फेयर दैट केवी थोड़ा सा, कनिष्क भाई थोड़ा सा इसमें और बता सके. तो आई थिंक व्हाट ही इज ट्राइंग टू से इज कि व्हाट इज हैपनिंग विथ योर स्ट्रैटेजी इन टर्म्स ऑफ players that are almost locked in are slipping away from your radar, or you're not able to sign the players that you want to sign. So is it more to do with people who are dealing with those transfer? Is it to deal with is it to do with the pull that Newcastle has, or what is one thing or two things that you want to point out, Kanishk?
I think it's a both things. It's also about the pull, but when you see, like you yourself told the same thing, if
Yeah,
we don't have a pull as at the other club, but also we have something like some players specifically wants to play in the teams like Newcastle, like as you told Tonali, why would he would have chosen Newcastle, right? There's something right different about the club, but also the bigger part is the guys who were making decisions, who were trying to lock in players, they were not that good at decision making. That's why we had the Ross Wilson coming in. He had a really good rapport with Eddie Howe, and I think Eddie Howe had the big say to bring that guy in.
yeah,
The guy before, because of this Isak saga, I think has initiated. He is no longer with us. Only good thing he did it was Tonali extension.
yeah,
So, so I think the more thing is like getting to the final decision. The guys were not good. Now we had a new CEO, the Ross Wilson coming in. So I hope now the things get better and smooth. And as I told you, we are going to the new. They are trying to go in a new model, like where you sign the players, like not a prolific player, but you sign a player with high potential. Now this winter, I heard they're going to sign the Celta de Vigo midfielder. He also plays as a left back too, but midfielder, or he played as a full back too. Oscar Mingueza, I think that's how you spell. So I hope we get that guy. He's a really good guy. Like I was looking at his numbers, you know, people say numbers sometimes. I agree, numbers cannot be all the time parameter, but number don't lie to, right? You have to take a consideration number sometimes. And I was looking at his numbers, like we need, what we need as of now is must is fullbacks, new fullback backups, and at least a one pacey striker,
yeah. But
because we need, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, Kanish, but I really want to. Matlab, this is something that I forgot to touch upon. So, since we also faced those certain restrictions, and the one thing that helped Man City during that suffocated period of PSR and EPR and whatever they are coining him right now was our academy. So if you see the trajectory that Man City has right now, there is like surplus of academy players that were produced in like let's say 10 years. I can name them all if you want, but you know how many we produced, and that kind of helped us in key positions. So let's say like Foden, Palmer, even Nico Gonzalez, Rico Lewis. Prior to them, also there were so many players. And Liam Delap, Romeo Lavia.
Is
There are so
O'Reilly
many
is
players.
from your academy too? Nico O'Reilly.
Yeah. Nico
Okay,
O'Reilly. And
yeah.
so what happened was when we couldn't sign those key players, we had always had these little boys who understood what Pep philosophy was, and they were just inculcated, given the opportunity, given the freedom, and most of them succeeded that way. So even let's say Adebayo, who went on to Fulham, then he shined, and then he again signed for Chelsea. So there are so many stories like that. Frimpong was our academy player, by the way.
Oh,
So I wanted to know what is the status of Newcastle's youth academy? Why aren't Newcastle producing such youth players who can be directly inculcated into, let's say, first team basis, so that you don't have to struggle like you're struggling right now?
I think Louis Smiley. I think he's from our academy. He's a
Yeah.
really good midfielder, and I saw him in this Carabao Cup. Like he's getting very good on the team. He's getting good hang of it. We Elliot Anderson, Sean Longstaff. These were our academy players. Elliot Anderson is a
Mm.
good example of our academy player. I think I hope I'm not wrong because mm, I, I saw Longstaff and Elliot Anderson. They were originally from Newcastle, I guess. Even
Okay. So, but
I
still,
hope I could be
bhai,
wrong,
they,
but
they, they, they are relatively very few, right? So I
yeah,
wanted
but
to
like
understand. So,
we don't
yeah,
have a yeah. I agree to that. We don't have a very good academy as of now. Like no good,
yeah,
but they have to, and they are thinking to set. I think they are trying to set a training center and also academy in London. I don't know why, but I don't think so. It makes sense. They are trying to set
yeah.
up in London.
I think who was that devilish person that every Newcastle fan dreaded? I think, what is his name? Michael. What Michael? I don't know. Is it Ashley? Who was he? Who initially was responsible for the first round of negotiation, which led into not. These people not buying Newcastle, because he held up certain barring, and then he was hated that much.
He was the
Whoever
I think he was the
owner,
original owner. He was a
owner.
previous owner. So
Yeah, yeah,
uh, when we never finished in top 10, I guess, or only once when he was the owner,
yeah,
and we get
yeah, yeah.
relegated.
Yeah.
We get relegated.
Twice,
Yeah, we
twice.
get
You get
relegated. So
yeah,
that is the time when when the Saudi ownership was taking over. That is why when I start having eyes on Newcastle, and since then, but honestly, it is 2025 when I'm following them day in day out.
yeah.
I know, but I'm trying to go on back how the teams were playing before and stuff so this is how I
Okay.
get to know. I was looking about how Joe Linton came in our team. He was a big signing. In We
Yeah,
got it
yeah, yeah.
off a
He
night,
was. He was.
and he was
Yeah.
a striker, and he then Eddie Howe made him a midfielder, and he shined he people think now in Newcastle United, the fans, they don't want John Linton anymore. I think this is a new sentiment now, but
Why, bro? Why would you say that?
I think he's because of his performance dropped off, and I think it
Okay.
is not his performance. I think it is the team composition. The same thing. We don't have
Okay.
full backs, so if we would have our full backs, I think Joe Linton should right away come back in the team. I guess,
Okay. Okay.
but
So when are they expected to come back? By the way, if you have any idea as to
so
when Hollis? Yeah.
Tino was out for 8 weeks, so it's already 8 weeks. So I think we will expect him. I think Boxing Day match is Manchester United with Newcastle United. I think by
Okay.
that time, Lewis Hall and Tino Livramento should be fit. I don't know about
That's
these.
what they can come back, because we really enjoy watching them play. Why?
I,
Yeah,
I,
yeah. Total City Football. I'm going to do that, and we are going to do that right now. We're going to build the City lineup as well. So, by with respect to City, I think it's fairly clear as to who is the goalkeeper. I think I'll just give it a go. Most of the players are very. I think they were. I know who are playing. So Guardiola starts. Guardi. I'm very bad at this, by the way. Huh? What am I writing? ये कौन है भाई? Where is Guardiola, by the way, भाई? I can't find him. Just 1 minute, bro.
I
Yeah,
okay,
he
yeah.
came here. GW है, मुझे नाम ही नहीं पता था उसका. I think Diaz for me starts with all his problems. I think he starts. Ruben Diaz. I think right back we have Nunes. Nunes. Yeah. Left back we'll have Nico Riley. Yeah. I think Nico Gonzalez, because I think I don't see Rodri coming back so soon. He might be on the bench, but not. I think
What's his
this
state?
is.
What's his
I
status like? How long he's due?
I don't know, bro. He's fit. I mean, he should be starting by now, but I don't understand what they're doing with him. Maybe they just don't want to risk him anymore because
Yeah,
they rushed him and they quickly understood that he's not physically fit, or maybe there is. And I think most of the players have that fear when you once you come from such a hard injury, and there were certain things that were not helping him out in the game. He was not feeling well, and that is why he was rested again. I think now they're very careful with him. They just want to inculcate him on the squad very slowly and patiently. And I think since Nico Gonzalez is doing a very good job, there is no rush as well for him to come for me. So Nico Gonzalez would start here. I think this is one place where I think City are going to make change. I think Reinders would start,
how you
even though
see
he
Reiner
has.
signing this year? Like he was really good. Like he was like appreciated by all the club supporters, like Chelsea club
I
fans.
think I think bhai, he's been fairly good. I mean, people's expectations are such that you want to see goals, you want to see assist every game. But I don't think City bought him for that. I think City were very clear in their vision as to what they wanted from Reinders. So basically, what they were looking was they needed a player who could take the ball and run and break the lines by sheer taking the ball, not passing, just taking the ball, and who has the legs to cover the spaces as well. So he wanted, what he wanted was a mixture of a Kovacic and a Gundogan, because
Okay,
Kovacic is very good with covering the ground and Gundogan is quality wise, Gundogan was supreme. So he wanted. I think he wanted कि थोड़ा ability इसका हो, थोड़ा ability उसका हो, and they found the perfect midfielder. What ended up happening was his initial performances were so good that his expectation was raised from this to there. Now people wanted to see him score every game, which is not possible. He's playing a very deep role. He's not there to score. But yes, I'm going to say he's not a perfect player right now. He needs to improve, but still a very good signing for us. And we're very lucky because most of the teams were looking for him, and
for
he
him.
chose City. So I'm glad that he chose City.
I
Again, on the left, I think it's quite clear. I think it's Foden,
But I don't
because
know
for
why
me,
Milani keep on letting go of really good footballers, Tonali, Reinders, and people, that Malik Tiao. He was
yeah,
from Milan too. Like we got
yeah,
this both guys from Tonali and Tiao from Milan, and this Reinders he was from Milan. Like really good footballers, right? Like but they are getting them like letting them go very easily. I don't know
yeah.
if they, but
and
they.
and and yeah, bro, I
Sorry.
think it has to do with the state of affairs at AC Milan, bro. I think they don't have that. Now what they've become is a selling club in order to cater to young talents in Europe. I don't see them as giants in Serie A, which is so sad because I used to support AC Milan when I was very young, because my brother used to support that team as well. But I think now people are just treating as a playground where they can go have a definite spot at Europe, do well, and then they can move on from there.
Move on
I think
and
Reinders was always going to go, bro. I think Tonali was a surprise to me because he was Italian, and that season they had won the league. So it was very surprising that Tonali left them. But I think Reinders ka, it was always that he, since the performance that he showed against Madrid, if you remember the Champions League game, I think it was very clear that people all around the Europe would looking forward to have him. And I think City got him. We got really lucky there.
after this become I have a question for you like once we get this squad done and just a
Yeah, yeah.
question
I'll just quickly
yeah,
quickly take it. I think Bernardo, if he is fit and ready, he should be starting because I think City only presses well if Bernardo is playing. That, to be fair, so I would have a Bernardo, and Bernardo plays somewhere here. Like he's like
yeah,
this. He
yeah,
never starts there. He starts there, but he plays here. And then these two giants are very clear
yeah.
for us. I mean, yeah,
So you was talking about that Saint Maximin goal. So what Saint Doku is doing now,
yeah,
that Saint
yeah.
Maximin did in that game, if you remember.
Correct. Correct,
So
bro.
what Doku
And
did exactly against the Liverpool, same thing that
yeah,
Saint Maxim was doing that day. So this is
yeah. Yeah, and what a talent he was, bhai. What a talent he was, and yeah, I can agree with it. And same profile as well, very explosive.
yeah,
They have that start stop thing. They were so both of them, both Doku as well as Saint Maximum. And I think I could also put one name there. If you remember, Yannick Balassi from Crystal Palace, him along with Zaha prior to they signed Olise, he was as deadly and then Saudi money came and he went. But these three players have similar profile, so they prided themselves in terms of taking on one to one, which was very fresh back then. And San Maximum was very dangerous by, and I think he was loved by the Newcastle loyalist. And yeah, so
would you
I
like to
remember
put
that.
Minta in the same bracket?
Minta for me, bro, is a bit direct than uh, let's say San Maximum and
I
Doku
think he's more
and
like Elanga kind of
Elanga, yeah,
player.
because he's very explosive. He's very
Yeah,
explosive. I think if you want to have that bracket of Minte, Elanga, they belong to this that school, that Sadio Mane school. The
yeah,
very physical, very direct, and they just take on them too. These Maximums and Bolasis and these Dokus. They are more of a dribblers. So they
yeah,
want to have the ball. They want to toy with defenders, and then they do what they do. So this is the slight difference that I would say. So yeah,
yeah.
so
Sorry,
Guardiola,
sorry,
yeah,
we got
so
off topic. Yeah,
no, no,
sorry.
bhai, it's okay. Yeah. Rodri is fit. Yeah, Rodri is fit, bro. But I think he's not going to start. But Nico G is doing well. Yes. You said Bernardo will start. Yeah, Bernardo is essential for us. Yes, 100% agreed. Turkey should start by Turkey. Acha, okay. Total Football City. Whom do you bench then? If you want to start Turkey, whom do you bench? Do you bench? Let's say a Reinders. We can have this thing. Like let's say I remove Reinders
I think
and
they're
I
gonna put some more who can handle more physicality because this is gonna be a physical game.
yeah, that is why I think that is why this is the reason why I think Reinders would start this game, and so would Bernardo, because even though Turkey is very good, and I would want to see Turkey every week, but I still feel uh, I think they're going to have this combination. I'll tell you why, because you need players who are very good at pressing. Turkey plays somewhere here. He's very advanced. You can't have spaces like this, right? You can't have spaces. Even if Bernardo comes here, you can't have spaces like this. There has to be a midfield overload, and I think that is why Reinders would start. And we'll see. We'll see. We can have that thing as well. We can have Turkey, but I don't see Reinders getting benched this game. We want creativity in our squad. Foden as an number, yes. This is what my team would look like. I don't know how people would people agree to it or not, but we'll see this because we have that game Saturday, so we're going to see that. Yes. So just we are on the verge of ending our stream by. So I just want to have a few questions for you, and these are only city related questions. Okay, just I'll take just one comment. Reinders is not good at winning goals. I kind of yes, I kind of agree, bhai. I think he's too passive sometimes. I agree, and sometimes he's really slow in understanding that press is coming. If you see, Reinders is very good with his feet, but when a person is pressing Reinders, he thinks that he can take on that press with his ability. But what happens? What more often than mostly happens is people press him and he loses the ball in key areas. So I agree with that aspect as well, but I still feel, bhai, I think he would play a Reinders. I think he wouldn't go in. He might even play Rodri and Nico Gonzalez as well if Rodri is fit enough. But I don't see Rodri starting that game. But he would want a solid midfield there against Newcastle. Yeah, bhai. So quickly, I'll just have few questions with regards to City before we close down this stream. So if you, and that it's a very obvious answer, and that is why I want you to not take that name. So if you are a Newcastle fan, apart from Haaland, and let's say you and I'll include even Doku, who is the one player that you want to watch and you think is going to make an impact? Not fear, just you want to watch and make an impact, and you can't name those two players because I think that those are very obvious names.
I think Foden or Reinders because I want to
Yeah,
see Reinders. I like that guy. So,
yeah,
but I don't.
yeah, yeah,
Of course, because I didn't watch enough of the Man City game. I watched the Liverpool game. I also watched the Man United game, like because those are the big fixtures, right? But I
yeah, yeah.
didn't get. So that is why I was asking how the Reinders is going because I wanted to see more of him.
I think he should be playing, and that is what my opinion is. I think he had a wonderful game with Netherlands as well,
Yeah.
and I think he deserved a break because I think so sorry for from the first game week that guy has been playing for Man City, and so sorry. Yeah, so he deserved a break, and now he has come back, and I think he's going to start. Yeah, workhorse. So just last question, Kanish bhai, before we close the stream. What is your realistic expectation for Newcastle this season? Having seen them for 11 weeks now, what is your realistic expectation? Where do you see them at the end of the season? Where would they likely finish for you?
So if you see, like, say, like last year at this point of time, we were in a similar position. Maybe we were at 1 or 2 points ahead. What we have, I think we are sitting on 13 points now, on 14th
Yep,
place. So last year we would be in game week 9 or 10. We was with the 12 points, I guess.
yep,
So अगर squad thin रहेगा, and in winters we need some signings, really, like at least a full backs. And if I don't know if they're gonna go for on the striker, because Alexander Solo killing car रहता है, I don't know. So how we see that if the squad gets good, I think still I would like to have a Champions League, but I don't think so. For me, I think it should be top seven.
okay. So you are expecting a good season, because I think top seven is a fairly good and expectation, and as well as a season, because I think most of the top 4 5 is already sorted for me. So let's just say, because they are that ahead in their development, if Newcastle can get to that European spot, I think they are done really well. Yes. Before we first of all, it was a pleasure having you here, bhai. I mean, I kind of enjoyed that conversation a lot. I got a lot to learn from you. I got a new fan perspective from a very beautiful club, a very misunderstood club, if I may say so, because people don't understand what it is like to support Newcastle. The the only Newcastle backside story that we have seen is from movie the goal the movie, and that was a beautiful story. I think that town is beautiful. That the rivalry with Sunderland is even more beautiful. So uh, it was pleasure having you, and I really hope we can do this more often than not. Now, since we have joined our hands, I think I'm going to call you in more streams, even if they are not Newcastle related. I would really love to have you on the show as well. But before we close, if you want to say something to Newcastle fans, to fans in India, to any other people who have been watching you, if you want to say some parting ways, bro.
Yeah. So thank you so much for the platform. Like, and it was my first stream, so I don't know how it went, but now I'm feeling like there was some birds flying in when we started. Like, now I feel settled in, and thank you so much. And I see, like, you're the city guy at the Total City Football. Like, I don't know if it's him on the show tomorrow. I don't know if it's
No, no.
anybody.
I'm asking. Please, मैं तो चाहता हूँ एक petition लगे. Everybody in the chat, please ask भाई Total City Football to come to the stream. He has been resisting it. I don't know why, but I really wanted him. But एक और friend है who is a City supporter, who has also started his journey here. On the content creation, and I have just somehow got hold of him, because I really want to build a community where a lot of City fans come and speak their minds, and because I kind of know how it feels when people talk about City and there is no representation of Man City. And it is important that whoever is in this industry who is supporting City to come out in numbers and support their team, because this team has given us so much, such beautiful memories, that forever we are going to be in depth for this team. So yeah, but I'm so sorry, but you were saying something.
Yeah, no, yeah, the same thing. Like, what the sentiment, what do you have regarding a city? I have the same. This is why I also start making content about Newcastle, because I wanted to hear from India. I was looking if there's somebody, but then I
Yep,
found that there is nobody for Newcastle. And when I try to go on stream and put the questions regarding a Newcastle, so I was not being addressed enough. Well, like
yep,
yesterday, I was. It was the first time when I got addressed. One of the first time
yep,
on Ash by stream, I was addressed even. So
yep,
it feels good, like when you feel like, okay, there is somebody looking out for the club. And then I say, okay, I need somebody to be a voice of the club. So this is why also I started. And of course, for the love of the game, like, I'm following day in, day out now. I have a question, like 1 or 2 questions for you.
yeah, please, please.
What are your top five? I know it's just 30% of the season. Top five for this season, like,
In terms of teams,
their top five is on the tally. Yeah.
Yeah, so you want me to name it on order or just five, the
Just
random
five,
five?
just five. What you think this would be
I
top
think
five?
I think four teams are sorted for me. It would be City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and no in no particular order. And the fifth, I kind of am on the boat. I think United are going to finish fifth this season, irrespective of what is happening right now. I think they have the squad. I think they have sorted a lot of things, and when they click, they score two goals every game. By the way, so
Yeah,
I kind of feel they are more secure. I think Tottenham is also a good team, but I just feel Tottenham just lacks that. Uh, I don't know what. How do I say that? They don't have that squad. इतनी ज़्यादा injuries हो गई हैं टॉटनम को कि the
yeah.
only reason they wouldn't qualify for a top five position for me, not because they are bad from United. I think still feel Tottenham are a very good team. It's the injuries that are hampering them. So they don't have a Solanke. They don't have so many good players, Kulusevski and so many players, and they just keep on dropping points in games where they shouldn't be dropping. And
Yeah,
on the other hand, United have now found their mojo back. Now they have understood what their 11 is. People are buying into this idea. The players are playing for Amorim. So I just feel they are in upward trajectory and they're going to finish fifth. So they'll be my five.
yeah. Because before the start of the season, the squad Tottenham had, like, they were really good squad. If you take the injuries out,
Yeah.
they should be a top five
Yeah.
team. I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
And the way they
and
started as well, bro, the way
yeah,
they started, they defeated
yeah,
City, and
yeah,
that was such a clinical performance. And I think even the PSG game that they played, that Super Cup game, I think they were dominating PSG back then.
yeah.
But I just feel that the players who are playing every three games, they are also in the Champions League, so it just gets into that their bodies, and there are no quality replacements. So I think the only reasons I feel United will like just pip them is because of the squad depth.
I
Yeah.
think this is why I was telling you, like, we the Newcastle United would not get a Champions League spot. अब भी देखो pattern है. Whenever Newcastle United plays in Champions League, we drop the points when we don't do
Yeah.
good on the Premier League. This is what we have to improve. If you play day in day out good in everywhere where you play, this is when you grow as a good team and people start talking about you more. Otherwise, you are
Yeah.
just trying to be in a big six club. So this is always a difference. You have to have a
That is
great
true.
squad, and you should know that you're gonna play 3 games or 2 games a week.
And that
So
is a mentality thing, Kanish bhai. if
yeah,
you if you if you if we want to touch upon that, I think if you really want to understand how it works, even though you're a Newcastle fan and I'm not a City PR agent, but I'm going to tell you, if you have time, please go and watch All or Nothing documentary made on Man City. I think it was made in 2019. It's on Amazon in India, Amazon
okay,
Prime, that is, but it is on YouTube as well for free. There you would understand what Pep's mindset is when it comes to playing every three days a game. So when you're playing, when you have a squad who is mentally ready that they have to play every three, irrespective of whether they're playing or not. If it is ingrained in your head that you have to play every 3 days, you raise your intensity in such a level that you don't get injured, you don't get tired, and that requires a lot of motivation, that requires a lot of physical activity, a lot of work, a lot of nutrition, a lot of rest, lot of respite and everything. But most of important thing, and he talks about that, about to his players, if you want to become the giants of Europe, if you want to win the Champions League, if you want to win the Premier League in the same season, if you want to be touted as greatest team in the league, you have to do this bare minimum. And I think this is where he is the difference maker from any other manager. So the only manager I think could compete with the intensity that he demanded was Jurgen Klopp when he was at Liverpool, because I think they, even though they played a very different kind of football, their core understanding of the demands were very similar. That is why you would never see a Jurgen Klopp and a Pep Guardiola complain about the fixture schedule. So
yeah.
even if they're playing every two days, they will say yes, we are ready. They would never complain about the injuries because they know, they tell their players like that. And I think I remember there was a quote from Zinchenko as well. So he has built that culture around Man City where he makes everybody believe this delusion that everybody is important, irrespective whether you're important or not.
Or
So
not.
let's say I'm a player who is going to be on the bench for the entire season. That is his man management. That is not talked about. He would talk to me personally. He would sell me the project. He would explain his ideologies. He would tell me how I'm going to be the match winner against, let's say, a Manchester United. Even though Manchester United is, we are going to play Manchester United in 6 months' time, but he is going to paint a picture in your head, and he's going to explain football in such a way that you feel connected to that club. So whenever your chance comes, you're mentally ready, because
Really, yeah.
physicality तो कम आएगी ही, वो तो आप जितना खेलते जाओगे वो physicality आपकी develop हो जाएगी. But when players are not mentally ready, they cannot perform to the highest level, and that is where he has shown the world how to win so many trophies. Because आप देखोगे क्वालिटी बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं होगा सारे स्क्वाड्स में. ठीक है, यू माइट से कि सिटी का स्क्वाड थोड़ा और है, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि हम गैलेक्टिकोज हैं या हम बारसा 2008 है कि हम कोई टच नहीं कर सकते. ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है. द डिफरेंस मेकर इज दैट. So if you have time, please go and watch, just for the
Yeah, for
purpose
sure.
of just for the purpose of understanding what happens, how this dynasty has been built. So
Yeah.
there was a case study कि भाई कैसे मतलब कैसे dominate कर रहे हैं इतना. So they have explained it very beautifully there.
Yeah, of course, I'm
Yes.
gonna watch it. And just last, like, quick
Yeah.
questions. I think, yeah. What do you think? Where the Sunderland gonna finish? Above Newcastle or now?
Bhai, this is a very difficult question, by the way. This is a very difficult question. The way they have started, I think all of us would agree that we are so surprised. I think I am really surprised. I have never seen a team who has just come from the relegation
Promotion,
zone
yeah,
and
yeah,
perform the way they're doing. And kudos to them. There hasn't been. You can't say that they were lucky. They have performed like that,
yeah.
and similar to what, and that is, this parallel would not be liked by Newcastle fans, but this trajectory is similar to what Newcastle experienced when they came from the relegation, right? If you
Yeah,
remember, the
yeah,
same intensity, every game you play at Stadium of Light, you watch, you see the crowd getting involved, you see
yeah.
players like Granit Xhaka tackling, and those beautiful visuals from that stadium. I think they are on the upward trajectory, but I still feel Newcastle are just too experienced, and they have got a better squad. So at the end of the season, I think Newcastle are going to be ahead of Sunderland. That is my
I think
opinion,
it's
by the way.
also, that gas out movement they're gonna burn out, maybe because they are also
Yeah,
playing similar style of football, I guess, right?
yeah,
Almost similar
yeah,
style of football what
yeah.
you play. And for you, what is your top five midfielders from Premier League? Like, top, you think, for on your perspective, you don't have to be politically right or correct. What do you think are top five midfielders
Top five midfielders. So
for
this
you?
is
For
going to be
you,
a tough. So midfielders in terms of what? Like let's say a particular. It can be attacking midfielder, defensive midfielder,
different CDM,
or
CDM.
CDMs. So CDMs, I think it's fairly easier, bhai, because I think you have to say, I don't know who plays. I think it's agar wo Zubimendi khelta, then Zubi is there for me. One, I think Nico Gonzalez, for his performances in like let's say last 2 months, he should be there. I think Casemiro has found form. I still feel Casemiro se better Palinia hai for Spurs. Who else is playing there? I think Caicedo, bhai. Caicedo
Caicedo,
is
yeah,
one. Yeah,
yeah.
Caicedo. I just forgot his name. Caicedo.
Come
Caicedo
on,
for what
tank.
he's
He's a
doing.
tank guy. Come
He's a
on,
tank.
big.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
tank. And I think one more player, if we can pick a wild guess, then I'd say Elliot Anderson. Bhai. I think he has surprised a lot of people in terms of, even though for that brief period when Postecoglou went there, he
yeah,
was still shining.
yeah.
So prior to him, he was shining, but when he came, everybody stopped doing their work. He was still doing his job, and now again under Sean Dyche, I think he's performing really well. So these would be my five. By
I think he gonna leave this summer. I think, and he would be going. Do you think he would be going United or somewhere else?
I don't know, maybe by, because United are heavily linked to him, and
Newcastle
he
was
would
linked
be.
to, like, now they give up this. They don't, like, we are not gonna bid on him. It's too high for us now.
Yeah. I think I kind of agree with that. By R.H. Chaudhary. Hello, bhai. Hello. Thank you so much. And it's good to see. If you're here, thank you so much for joining Bhai City from Assam. And really respect all the City fans who joined me in this journey. Please, agar aap naye ho, to please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the guest as well. I think a wonderful person that I found today. And we're going to see him again. बहुत jaldi हम फिर से देखेंगे उन्हें. But yeah. it was nice having you, Kanish bhai. If you want to say something before we close down the stream.
No, thank you so much. Yeah, just thank you so much, and really calm. And now I'm feeling really calm and composed. And thank you so much for the platform. And I hope people enjoyed it and not be disappointed. And
No,
yeah,
no.
with the time, I would keep on learning more. I will try to
Yeah,
keep on
of
learning more.
course, bhai. I mean, it was a wonderful experience. I'm straight away going to say this, and I'll tell you this because when you're doing your first streams, you're a bit nervous, but I think you were very calm throughout the stream, and you answered really difficult questions because I I I I asked you very difficult questions in a way in terms of tactics. We discussed tactics. We built a lineup. We talked about the history of Newcastle. We talked about the culture there as well. We touched upon what are the issues, why they are reoccurring, and then again, what are your expectations. So you beautifully summed it up, and I think a lot of people have must have liked you today, and I hope बहुत सारे सब्सक्राइबर्स आपको मिले और वो सब्सक्राइबर्स फिर जाकर के न्यूकासल के बारे में और ज़्यादा सीखें. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for joining the stream, and yes, we are going to have a wonderful stream at your place as well. और वहाँ भी जाके बात करेंगे, वहाँ भी ज़रूर सब लोग आइए, इसीलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ सब्सक्राइब करें उनको. And yes, before I end the stream, I just want to say that tomorrow is Friday, and Friday is very important for everybody who is associated with Wise and Otherwise. Tomorrow हमारा flagship show आता है, Friday show, and
sure.
for the first time we are going to have a city creator, and we are going to discuss all things city there. बहुत मजा आएगा, बहुत सारी मेमोरीज होंगी, and I have a subsequent stream with Lala Bhai as well. I don't know what that stream is all about, but there is one stream as well. So tomorrow we are very busy. Please join in numbers, support me, support Kanish Bhai, support everybody who's there, because we all are doing this because we love talking about football. But थोड़ा सा validation आप लोग का मिलता है तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
Yeah,
And
it
I
gives a
I hope you guys,
motivation, right?
yeah,
Motivation
it
to
gives
do.
us motivation, yeah. And I hope you guys enjoyed the stream as much as I did. And until next time, thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.